So hello and good morning to everyone. So our today's lead code question is 1391, that is check if there is a valid path in a grid. So basically in this question we are given a grid whose size is m cross n, where m is the number of rows and n is the number of columns, and each cell of a grid represents a street, right? So street of, and the street values can be from 1 to 6. So basically 1 represent that the street will connect the left cell to the right cell, right? Then 2 represents that the street will connect the upper cell to the lower cell. 3 will represent that the street will connect the left cell to the lower cell. See, this will connect the left cell and the right cell. 2 will connect the upper cell and the bottom cell, and 3 will connect the left cell and the lower cell, right? Then 4 means the street will connect the right cell with the lower cell. 5 means the street will connect to the left cell and the upper cell. 6 means street will connect the right cell and the upper cell. So let's see with the help of figures. 2, let's try to understand with the help of figures. So 1, see, 1 means the street is connecting the left cell and the right cell. So this is a street which is pointing 1. 2 means it is connecting upper cell and the down cell, like this way. This is a street. 3 means it is connecting left cell and the bottom cell, left cell and the bottom cell. 4 means it is connecting right cell and the bottom cell, right? 5 means it is connecting left cell and the upper cell, right? Left cell and the upper cell. 6 means it is connecting upper cell and the right cell. So these are the 6 denotions of the different type of streets, right? And initially at the starting of the question we are at 0 comma 0, right? And what we have to do, we have to find a valid path in the grid that starts from the upper left cell, that is 0 comma 0, and ends at the bottom right cell of the grid, which is m minus 1 comma n minus 1. So if such a path exists, if such a path exists, then we have to return true, else we have to return false, right? And it is given the path should follow only the streets, right? The path should only follow the streets. And it is also given that we are not allowed to change any street, we can't change any street, right? So let's try to understand it with the help of an example. So here we are given 2 4 3 6 5 2. This is a grid that we are given to us, and initially we are at 0 comma 0. So 2 will connect upper cell to the lower cell. So from 0 comma 0 we will go to 1 comma 0 with the help of this street, right? We can go to 1 comma 0. Then see, then if we go from here to here, what is this next cell? At next cell we have 6. At next cell we have 6. So 6 connects upper cell to the right cell, upper cell to the right cell. So see, we are at 1 comma 0, and it will connect to the right cell. So we will go to 1 comma 1, right? We will go to 1 comma 1. Then if we'll go to 1 comma 1, we have 5. We have 5. So 5 will connect left shell to the upper shell, left shell to the upper shell. So see, from 1 comma 1, from 1 comma 1 we can go to, if we'll move in up direction, if we'll move in up direction, we can go to 0 comma 1, right? So now we have moved, we reach this point. So at this point we have 4. 4 will connect bottom shell to the right cell, bottom shell to the right cell. So from 0 comma 1 we can go to 0 comma 2, and at 0 comma 2 we have 3. We have 3 which connects left shell to the bottom cell, left shell to the bottom cell. So from 0 comma 2 we can go to 1 comma 2, right? 1 comma 2, and which is our destination, so we have reached 1 comma 2, that is we have reached m minus 1 comma n minus 1, right? So we will return true for this, so let's see the example number 2. In example number 2 we are given the grid as 1 2 1, then the second row also have 1 2 1. So initially we will be at 0 comma 0, and 1 means we can go from left to right. So from 0 comma 0 we can go to 0 comma 1, right? Then we have reached 2, but 2 means we can only move up and down, that is we from 0 comma 1, this 2 means from 0 comma 1 we can go to 1 comma 1, or we can go to minus 1 comma 1. So aren't these contradicting? Yes, because from 0 comma 0 we can go to 0 comma 1, but we can't come back, so both are not directly connected. It is like from a comma a we can go to b, but there is no path to come back from b to a. So these these 2 points are contradicting to each other, so a and b are not directly connected, right? So we can't go from a to b, right? So that's why we have written false. So let's see the constraints. So m is the grid dot length and n is the number of columns in the grid, right? So the number of rows and the number of columns can be up to 300, right? Number of rows and number of columns can be up to 300, and each value in the grid can be from 1 to 6, which is the type of the street that we are following. So let's move to the approach part. So we'll think of each cell as a pipeline or pipe piece, right? That, and we can only move to a neighbor cell if the current cell has an opening towards that neighbor. First thing is that the current cell should have an opening towards the neighbor, and the next thing is that the neighbor cell also should have an opening backward towards the current cell. If both the conditions are true, that means from the current cell we can go to a neighbor cell, and from that neighbor cell we can come back to the current cell. If both the things are true, then only the connection is valid, as the connection is not valid, right? So basically this is a graph traversal problem on grid. So we can either use BFS or we can use DFS. So in the question we are given 6 street types. So first one is 1 is pointing, we can move from left to right. So think of a pipe as going from a point A to B in this direction. Then 2 means we can either go up or we can go down, so AB, this way, up or down. Then 3 means left or down, we can move either in the left direction or in the downward direction. 4 means either we can go in the right direction or in the downward direction. And 5 means either we can go in the upward direction or in the left direction. These are the 2 allowed paths. And 6 means either we can go in the up direction or in the right direction. So these are the 6 street types and their allowed paths, right? So next is what is a valid move. So suppose we are at a coordinate r comma c, and we have to go to a new coordinate nr comma nc, and this is allowed only if the current street allows that direction. Means the street direction from r comma c to nr comma nc allows that direction, and similarly the neighbor allows the opposite direction. If both are allowed, if both these things are allowed, then only we can do that movement. So suppose let's take an example. 1 means right allowed. So 1 means right allowed, so we go from r comma c to r comma c plus 1, right? Suppose we go to that point, and suppose at r comma c plus 1 we have 2. 2 means, so we have moved from r comma c to r plus 1 comma c plus 1 using the move 1, right? Then the next move that we have is 2. So 2 allows move from top to bottom, which says that from r comma c plus 1 we can either go to r plus 1 comma r plus 1 comma c plus 1, or we can go to r minus 1 comma c plus 1. But from r comma c plus 1 we are unable to go to the cell r comma c. That means they are not directly connected, so basically it is an invalid move, right? So what we'll do is, so we'll use BFS for our solution. So initially we will be starting from 0 comma 0, then we'll try all the value direction from our current cell, right? All the value directions from our current cell as per the direction number given to us. And then for each neighbor we'll check whether the neighbor is present inside the boundary or inside the grid or not. If it is not present, then we will not move to that neighbor. Then the next thing we'll check will the if the neighbor is already visited or not. If it is visited, that there is no point to check it again, because the same path will be repeating again. Then the third thing that we check is the reverse connection, that is whether we can come back from the neighbor or not, right? To check the whether both the current cell and the neighbor has a valid connection or not. If all the three things satisfied, then we will push that neighbor into queue, right? And if at any point we can reach m minus 1 comma n minus 1, that means we have achieved our goal, so we return true at that point. So let's try to explain the approach with the help of an example. So we have taken the grid 2 4 3 6 5 and 2. So we'll be starting at 0 comma 0. Then from 0 comma 0 we have 2. 2 means we are allowed to move either in up direction or in the down direction. So if we move from 0 comma 0 in the up direction, then we'll go out of the grid, so we will not take up direction, so we will take the down direction, and we will go to 1 comma 0. We will go to 1 comma 0 where we have 6, where we have 6, right? So what is the direction that 6 allows? 6 allows up direction. Yes, 6 allows up direction. So see, 6 allows this direction, up and right. 6 allows up and direction. So we are allowed to go from 1 comma 0 to 0 comma 0 using 6. So basically it is a valid move, right? So we move to 1 comma 0. So from now 1 comma 0 we can go to the right direction, we can go to the right direction. So we'll now go from 1 comma 0. It will allows right direction and up direction, but up is already visited, so we don't go. So we take the right direction, so we take the right direction and we go to 1 comma 1, that is where we have 5, where we have 5. Then we check the reverse, that whether 5 allows moving left or not. So yes, 5 also allowed, 5 allows moving left and up. So the connection is valid, so we can move from 1 comma 0 to right direction. So we move to 1 comma 1, right? And if we continue the same thing, so from 1 comma 1 we will finally, continuing all the things, we can reach to 1 comma 1 comma 2, which is our destination, so we return true. So let's move to the code part. So in the code part we have taken m is a number of rows, which is grid dot size. N is the number of the columns. Then we have made a vector. Then we have made a vector of vector pair int comma int to store all the allowed directions. So we have directions from 1 to 6, right? And so 1 allows up and down movement. So for up movement, sorry, 1 allows left and right movement. That is, for the left movement we have to reduce the column by 1, and for the right movement we have to increase the column by 1, right? So suppose we are at I comma j, and if you have to go up, then our row will be decreased by 1, so we'll go to I minus 1 comma j. And if you have to go to the left direction, I think my stylus is not working properly. If you have to go the down direction, then we'll go to I plus 1 comma j. That means our row will be increased by 1. So this way we have stored all the possible increments in the row and column for all the 6 different directions. Then we have used q and vector of int to store the visited cells, and q to simulate the BFS. Then we push 0 comma 0 into the q, and then mark cell 0 comma 0 equal to 1, means we have marked them as visited, right? Then we have started a while loop which will execute until our q do not becomes empty. Then we'll take the front cell from the q, which will give us a pair having row and column. So if we check, first we check if our current coordinate is equal to the cell that we need. If r is equal to m minus 1 and c is equal to n minus 1, that means we have reached our final destination, so we return true. But if it is some another cell, then we check the direction. So we'll check the direction of this column. So first, to find the direction, we have done grid of r and c. It will give us the direction present at that particular cell in the grid. Then dir of that cell will give us the movements for that particular cell. So using those directions or using those increments in the current cell, we will find the new coordinates. That is new row and new column. And then we check if the new row or new column is already visited or not, or it is present in the grid or not. So if they are already visited or if they are not present in the grid, then we'll skip it, right? Then we do continue. Else what we do is, else we check whether the reverse connection is there or not. So for reverse connection, we find the direction of the new row and new cell, right? We will find the direction of the new row and the new cell, and then check whether using that direction we can go to our current cell, that is r comma c or not, right? So if we can go to our current cell, then we'll push this new row comma new cell in the queue and mark this cell as a visited cell, and this we keep continuing until we do not either visit all the cells or our queue do not becomes empty, right? So this way we'll check all the cells, right? And if at any point and in the whole process, if we are unable to reach our cells m minus 1 comma n minus 1, then at the end we will be returning false. So I hope I am able to explain you the solution properly. So if you like the solution, please make sure to like, share and subscribe the channel. Thank you.